Hey guys, here to go over today's math lesson. Well, the work part of the lesson. So, if you look at number one, it says the candle shown is shaped like a cube. Draw a net for the candle. So this is kind of similar to the one that I was showing you guys. That would have been the do now in the lesson from today. So here's, if I scroll down, you can see this is an example of the net of what it would look like. There's actually other ways that it could look, but that's probably one of the more popular ways of drawing the net. So just visualize if you were to fold it up, it would fold into a cube. All right. So it says what is true about part A says what is true about all of the faces of the cube. So if we scroll down, they are all congruent. So if you look at this one, each face has four squared units. So they're all congruent. Number two, or part B says, find the surface area of the candle. So what you do is you do 2 times 2, find the area of each face. So a shortcut, it could be, well, there's 6 faces and they're all congruent. So 4 times 6. Okay, and that would give you 24 squared units. In this case, they're inches, so you're going to say squared inches. Number 2 is utilizing that formula, 2LW plus 2WH plus 2LH. So here's the thing. So if I was looking at this, I would say that the length is 10, the width is 5, and the height is 15. That's how I would plug it in. So I'll do 2 times 10 times 5 plus 2 times 5 times 15 plus 2 times 10 times 15. And that's what they did. However, if you were to put it on its side, you would maybe say the length is 15, the width is 5, and the height is 10. So it doesn't matter what you assign the length, the width, and the height, as long as you stay consistent with that in the formula. Number 6 says, what is the shape of the base of a square pyramid? Draw the net. So it is a square. And if I scroll down, I believe if you look over to the right here, guys, it shows number 6, what the net would look like. All right, number 7, it says use the formula to find the surface area. So again, you're plugging it into the formula, right? Which is, again, right up here, you can see under number 2, 2LW plus 2WH plus 2LH. I would say the length is 6, the width is 5, and the height is 4. And you would plug it in and solve for it. So if you scroll down here, let me scroll over a little bit. So they show it here. Okay, so here's the formula. Then they substitute numbers in, they multiply it out, they get 148 squared centimeters. Number 8 says if each side of the base of a square pyramid is 8 inches and the height of each triangle face is 10 inches, what is the surface area? So the base is going to be so it says the square pyramid is 8 inches, so 8 times 8. And then the height, so what you do is you plug it. So the way they got this formula here is they multiplied 8 times 8. And then what they did was they found the area of one triangle, 1/2 BH. So the base times the height divided by 2. And since there's 4, then multiply it by 4. And that's how they got 224 squared inches. So if you guys want me to go over any of these visually, just send a message and I can use the document cam to kind of show that. It's kind of hard to explain, right, without showing the visual. All right, so now we're going on to the next page. So number 9 is a rectangular prism. So if you scroll down, they use the formula 2LW plus 2WH. If you see in the bottom here, number 9, guys, all right, and they get 236 squared centimeters. So what they did was they used the formula there. With number 10, this is kind of like the second video that I showed you. Find the area of the two triangles, base times height divided by 2. And then there's 2 of them, and then the area of each rectangle. So that's what they're showing here. You may want to pause the video and look at this a little bit more closely. But the first part, 1/2 times 3 times 4 is the area of one triangle. Then they multiply that by 2. Yes, the shortcut is just do base times height since there's 2 of them for those that want to do that. And then there are the area of the 3 rectangles. All right, so the total is 84 squared yards. And number 11 is like the second example of that video I posted, the second video. So the area of the base is 10 times 10, and then the area of each triangle. So one triangle is base times height divided by 2, so 10 times 12 divided by 2, which is what they're showing here on the bottom, right? 10 times 12 divided by 2, but then there's 4 of them. So again, if you guys want me to kind of show any of these, just let me know what numbers, and I'll show it on the dot cam later today. Number 12, they're talking about the perimeter. So the perimeter is adding up all the sides. So 2LW plus 2W. But they said that each side is 2 longer. So, for example, if this is 32 feet, this dimension right here is 32 feet, it's really 2 feet longer because I need the mat to be 2 feet longer. So it's 2 times 34. Then the width is 16. So it's not really 16 because it has to be 2 feet longer. So it's 18. So 2 times 18, which is 104 feet, not square feet, right? It's just perimeter, which is the distance around. Number 13, what is the area? So it's 34 by 18. So they showed it as the plus 2, but just no, it's 34 times 18, which is 612. But now it's squared units because you're dealing with area. 14 is, temperature going up, right, is adding on to it. So that's why the answer is B. Number 15, Mia wants to use a brown paper to cover a ballot box. So just think about it. It's a rectangular prism. They give you the length, the width, and the height. So just substitute it in for the formula. So 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. All right, so they add it all up together, and they get 1,332 squared inches. So again, they're giving the length, the width, and the height, plug it into that formula. Number 16, fill in the area of each color tile. So basically, if you look on the right, they show it in the table. The block, 4 times 4 is 16, 2 times 2 is 4, 8 times 8 is 64. Make sure they're all squared units. All right, so that was it. I believe I just had you guys do up to 16. If you guys wanted to try out number 17, 18, and 19, right, you can see the answers below. So again, please let me know if you want me to go over any of those questions of finding the surface area of those figures. I know that can be a little bit challenging, so I'll be happy to go over that with you guys. All right.